What's up, guys? This is Logan with Infinite Gaming Respawn, and we are back to do another Magic video finally after a little break from Magic while we was getting caught up on some other releases. We're finally opening our first box of Murders at Karlov Manor with the new play boosters. So, let's get started. It's our first time opening any murders, so we'll probably be a little bit more focused on murder-specific talk today. The weird window. I like how they did put all the little... They done this in the bundles, too. They done sort of mystery stuff. I thought it was a cool flavor for the set. We'll get right into it. We'll throw a little standard discussion in there as well, but mostly we're going to be looking at the stuff from the set. We got an art card, a Foily Island, a Gearbane Orangutan, got a Vein Ripper from a Mythic hit right off the bat. Let's get this over here to have something to put stuff in. Oh, we got one of the Surveil lands. Those actually went up a decent bit in value. That's added a lot of value to the set. The Deuce, that's a good card. Not really worth anything. Ooh, the Slime Against Humanity. That's money. There's a couple of common uncommons in this set that's worth some money. You got the Insidious Roots is a couple bucks a piece. And then you've got the Slime Against Humanity is a couple bucks a piece. That's helping boost value of the set. When this set first came out, I was avoiding opening it because there was no value to be found. Ooh, we got a foil rare. And we got the Alquist Prof, Master Sleuth. Not bad. But yeah, I was really just trying to avoid having to open too much of this. I was waiting to see if we could sell a lot of what I bought because there was just no value at the beginning. But after people started playing with it, considering we're in the middle of standard season for qualifiers and stuff, it started coming up a little bit. We got Relive the Past. Nothing really else in that pack. Some of these cards really come out to be good. The Surveil land specifically, when people started thinking about their applications for Modern, because they're fetchable. Ooh, we got our first full art land. Gotta love that. They're fetchable. They're they give you that Surveil. So people realized at first it was like, well, it's a slow land. Yeah, it is a slow land. Oops. It is a slow land, but you turn one fetch. End of opponent's turn one. You crack and put that into play. Surveil, fix your draw for the next turn. It's really not that bad. I know I've talked to some people that are saying they're splitting it and they're going one or two shock lands of each color and two of the Surveil lands. So that way if they draw, obviously drawing the shock land feels a lot better than drawing the Surveil land, but when they're fetching, if they don't need the mana turn one, to fetch shock immediately, then they'll get the Surveil land instead on the end of their opponent's turn to be able to fix their draw. Novice Inspector, that is just a good card that got reprinted in this set. Not really worth anything, but just a good card. It's definitely had a decent impact on standard with I think a lot of what come out of this set is really give the Boros deck a lot of relevancy that it didn't have before this set came out. Ooh, we got the Vindicator case file showcase thing, Homicide Investigator. I'm not a huge fan of the limited format. I've done a sealed event in paper, a draft event in paper, and several draft events on Arena. I'm probably going to do some draft events on MTGO this weekend if I get a chance. Ooh, No Witnesses. That's a good print out of this set. That's a really good card. Crime Novelist. That one I think actually is worth a couple of bucks. If I remember right, it was. It's one of the more valuable common uncommons in this set. I'm not a huge fan of the limited environment. I'm getting a little more comfortable with it after playing it a little bit. It's just, it feels slow-ish to me. It just doesn't fit my playstyle. I can't find what I want to run, and that's a big part of my problem. Unyielding Gatekeeper. It's definitely not my favorite set, but there is some good stuff in it. When it first came out, I'm like, this set is garbage. I don't want to open it more than I absolutely have to. There's no value. And as things shook out, it got better. I feel better about it than I did. Ooh, we got the Kellen Borderless Barbed Servitor, Lightning Helix. But they did put, there wasn't a lot of value, but they put a lot of good cards in here, which end up creating value. So, like, when it first came out, there wasn't value, and the value came up because people realized, hey, a lot of this is playable. And a lot of the playables actually are coming from the common uncommon slot. Wojak Investigator, that's a good card. That's a really good card. Visionary Inventor. No More Lies, that's a great card. Makeshift Binding, I feel like is going to have a spot. I don't know for sure yet. It's a little bit too pricey. I've actually got one of those sitting to the side in my office with stuff like, I might need to like see if I can find where this slot's in or if it's just too expensive. Just a good little move. Delaney, Streetwise Lookout. That's a really good card for the white weenie decks. I definitely think you can break him. Ooh, another Surveil Land. Not bad. That's a really good card. Not really worth anything, but that's another thing that's breaking the mono white and Boros decks right now. That's making them a lot more powerful. I think we're really close to having a white weenie deck be relevant and standard. I want to play with if I ever have time to. Ooh, we got our first list card, Treacherous Terrain. Case of the Burning Masks. Our rare is a Pyrotechnic Performer. Standard has definitely been really interesting to play this season. It's weird, right? Because some of you know, some of you don't. I've started getting a lot grindier. When I started playing Magic, I started playing Magic with the intent of being able to sell it in my video game store whenever we reopened. And I ended up falling hard into Magic and really enjoyed it. Most people in this area play Commander. Like, that's where I live. That is by far the highest saturation of players is Commander. I know it's like that a lot of places, but we have a very low, in Sanford where my store is located, when I started my business, we had a very low saturation of competitive focused players. All next to zero. Like, you might could get a couple people to jam games with you if you wanted to practice, but that was it. Pioneer Events didn't really fire. One of the other local stores, that's a pretty good card. I don't know if that one went down. I know that one was pushing up there a little bit more expensive too. One of the other local stores tried even hosting an RCQ and had to get employees and just like regulars to fill in so it would fire. Like, it's just, the competitive scene wasn't there. I've been slowly trying to get a competitive thing going. Had moderate success, not as much as I would like, but it's been a fight. Anyways, back to the point of the story. Because that's what everybody played, naturally, I played a lot of Commander. Started playing on Arena and stuff and realized I really like playing the 60-card format. I enjoy that better. So when I opened my store, that's kind of what I pushed towards to be the store that had made a place for the competitive players and really tried to push events for it. And like, that was kind of the focus of our store. Not that we have any problem with Commander. We run Commander events. We have lots of Commander players. I have no problem with Commander. But most of our events, the majority of our Magic events, are focused around competitive play, which was kind of unique for our area. Urgent Necropus. I can't say it. Y'all know what it is. Y'all can read. Another Slime Against Humanity. And So now I am in my second RCQ season that I've actually got to play. I played Modern last season. I've played a decent bit of Pioneer. That was what I sort of first got pulled into. That's my first competitive deck I built. Not a bad pack at all. We got a Foil No Witnesses, an Archjew's Charm, and another one of the Surveil lands. That's not bad at all. It's a pretty good pack. So coming from Modern into the Standard season, this season is just wild to me. You see so many random things. The decks seem to change weekly, where like Modern, you go to a bunch of Modern events, you'd see pretty much the same decks over and over and over again. So it's kind of like, oh, I know this matchup, or ooh, this is a good matchup, or ooh, this is a bad matchup. But you kind of knew once you seen a card or two what people would be playing. Standard is wild, but you don't know what you're gonna see when you sit down across from somebody. I mean, they go start playing blue-white and think, oh, this is blue-white control. I know what to do. They're gonna make a bunch of little small creatures and try to stop me from doing anything. And then all of a sudden they start popping off stuff where they're gaining life like crazy. And it's like, okay, I thought this was a race, and instead they're just guaranteeing they're going to survive long enough where my stuff isn't irrelevant if you're playing an aggro deck. And if you're playing something big, then they're going to make a bunch of little 1/1s and beat you in the face before you can get your Atraxas out. And as soon as you do try to cast Atraxa, they're going to counter it. And then you'll run up against the Boros deck that you think you know, and instead it's going to be some weird variant. Or all of a sudden, the worst of the worst is when you see somebody whip out that Slogurk. And you see Slogurk hit the field and say, okay, you've got a pile. Oops, the Insidious Roots. That's the uncommon that we're looking for. And you see somebody land a Slogurk and you're like, oh god, this is going to be a pile of random, really good cards that are going to bounce back every time I try to do something against them. And it's just going to be a game full of shenanigans. I hate playing against that deck. But, Case of the Crimson Pulse. It's been a lot of fun. I've not had much success. I have not found the deck that really works for me yet. My main deck is Domain. I don't feel a lot of joy playing it. So I have tried other decks, and so far I just haven't found what I want to play. We got a list card, Mistral Flames. Where's the old gods? I just haven't found it. I play tested with a lot of stuff on Arena, some custom builds. I've done the all access path and tried a bunch of different decks. Just haven't found something I really enjoy playing that's also strong. I'm working on a Dimir control build right now that's in Arena that's still being tested. It's definitely not ready yet, but it's fun. I enjoy the play patterns of it, but I'm enjoying Standard at the same time. Even though I've not found much success, I've been bouncing around different decks. I think the reason I'm enjoying it is I do feel like it is an open format where I can say, ooh, let's try to find something different. You don't have to just play what everybody else is playing, because the power level is still low enough that sometimes you can just play some janky thing that people aren't prepared for and squeak out the wins. That's honestly what I've sort of turned to. I'm going to keep playing Domain till I find something, but I'm just playtesting Arena like crazy with custom builds and stuff and seeing if I can put something wonky together. Got a Stormkirk Captain in the list slot. Reenact the Crime. Another Surveil land. Not bad, not bad. The price on them going up has definitely helped these boxes feel better to open. We will probably be on about a box a week schedule of this stuff going forward. We're going to do a collector's box tomorrow. Case of Locked Hot House. That one's not bad. Oh, not the card I thought it was. I'm going to pull that Pick Your Poison out. I know it was a little bit more. I don't know if it still is. Unless I'm just completely wrong about which card that is. Huh. I didn't even notice it had tear strips. But yeah, we'll do a collector booster tomorrow. Doppelgang. The Doorkeeper Thrall, that's a good card. Coveted Falcon, got another triple rare pack. Another Pick Your Poison. And see if we can hit one of the good invisible ink cards, or if we can really kill it and get lucky and hit a serialized. I don't have as many of the collector boosters left. We did sell a decent little bit of collector boosters. We've sold a decent bit of play boosters too, but because it was draft and set combined now, I got a lot of them. And essentially my goal is buy a bunch of them, and this is what I prefer to open for the store. I'll open some collectors, but I prefer to open the play. Ooh, we got the Krinko. So anything that doesn't sell, I'll just sit there and open through until we get to the next set. Because Magic is my biggest seller on TCG Player still. But it's definitely the set I was wrong about out the gate. Ooh, we got the special guest. We got a Fabricate. That is beautiful. I like that. That's the first time I've seen that card. Wow. Beautiful card. Fugitive Codebreaker. I was wrong about this set. When it come out, I was talking mad junk about how bad this set was. Didn't like this set. The set was garbage. It was going to tank. And it did. The prices did tank pretty hard. They're trying to recover a little bit. A foily No More Lies. Ooh, Aurelia Above the Law. Not bad. Echo Strength, Dog Walker on the job. So I guess I was right, but then as I've looked at more and more of this set, I've kind of changed my opinion of, hey, this set isn't as bad as I thought it was. You know, like, there is some cards I need for my collection to have that will just slot into so many decks. So, and I didn't see that at first. Ooh, the Quake Mole, that's a good one. And another Surveil Land. So, definitely judged it too quick, too early. And now I'm pretty happy to start opening this stuff because I think it's overall not going to be bad in the long run. I think a lot of these are going to see play, and it's going to keep the value of the set up overall in the long run. Another Fugitive Codebreaker. This time it's the Showcase. Illicit Masquerade. But yeah, guys, that's just kind of a little update on where things have been at with what I've seen in Standard and Limited. As we open this last pack, I'll give my little spiel. As always, we are Infinite Gaming Respawn. You can find us online at www.infinitegamingrespawn.com. You can find us on Whatnot at IGR_NC. The link to our TCG player will be in the show notes. If you are interested in buying any of the cards you've seen here today, including the bulk, I will be listing all of these on TCG Player. Hope to have them on there. Some of these better ones may be on there by the weekend. I'm getting caught up a little bit. The ones that are in the stack that we're about to sort through before we go offline. The quote-unquote hits. None of this set's really big hits. It's mainly a whole bunch of small hits that add together to make it not that bad. The bulk should be on there hopefully by the end of next week. I've got my wife starting to help me. She's going to start helping me get stuff sorted so we can get the listings quicker. She's going to help with TCG Player. But I'm trying to get some of the better stuff knocked out. I've been busting my butt on TCG Player all week this week. But the link will be in the show notes. All of this will be for sale on our TCG Player. So keep an eye out for that if you're wanting to buy any of these. As always, likes and subscribes helps us a ton. All right, let's do a little recap. This is all the rares, mythics, and just better cards that I know are got a little bit more value that I pull out. Like the Crime Novelist. I know that's a card people are actually looking for. Last I looked, the price on it was pretty good. Same thing with, I didn't mean to pull that one out. That one is not. The Slime Against Humanity and the Pick Your Poison were both good cards that people were looking for. They had a little bit more value before. I don't know if the Pick Your Poison still is. I know the Slime Against Humanity is still worth a few bucks. We ended up with like 3 of those. And we also, the Insidious Roots. I think I passed it already. That card is found a home all the way back in Modern already in Yawgmoth builds. because it's just really, really good. And that archetype. Creature tokens have tap, add 1 mana of any color. When one or more creature cards leave your graveyard, make a plant and put a 1/1 on each plant. Their whole thing is undying creatures going in, coming out, coming in, going out, and then exiled with Agatha Soul Cauldron and stuff. So they do a lot with their graveyard. So it's really not that bad. And that deck's pretty good card. But yeah, guys, we're gonna get back on our regular schedule of listing stuff and doing videos. It's gonna be good. We're getting back in the groove of things after the move. I appreciate y'all being patient with me, and we'll be back tomorrow to do a collector booster rip of Martyrs and see what we can hit in the collector boosters. Until then, bye.